welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we're working with another doubled up pattern. This time it's pattern number 14417 over on friendshipbracelets.net. Despite similarities to some of the other patterns I did and complained about, this one seems to some, I don't know why it's so much easier, but this was a much easier bracelet to make. I really enjoyed doing this one. A lot of my segment knotting kind of is based around trying to keep it as easy as possible for myself, and also kind of keeping the knots consistently going the same ways throughout it. So it kind of, well, it kind of makes the back a little bit more interesting, I think. There's a certain consistency you'll see, like, to it. But anyways, yeah, a lot of fun. Just another one of those simple 2-color patterns, except for, like, I think the lighter green kind of dominates way more of it. I don't know. Didn't have any problems with the strings running out, anything like that, despite the fact that the dark green kind of gets used a bit more. But at the end of the day, the tassel bits are still quite long. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I definitely like this one better than some of the ones that I've been recently doing. And I mean, doubling up a pattern sometimes can make it much harder. I don't know if this necessarily fell into that category. I don't think so. There was just a certain element of finding how to get like an area, like in here, right? Making sure that I have the right number of stuff. The one thing that did kind of throw me was I wasn't expecting that the center has one extra space than all the rest of them. That did kind of throw me off a little bit. I thought that when I made the pattern that I made it so that way everything was consistent from beginning to end. But now that looking back at it, I kind of like the fact that there is this little nuance that's different. So like if somebody's wanting to, you know, they're looking at the bracelet and they're kind of on the fence, I can point out that there is something unique and different about it and show them that it's something, because it's really subtle. It's really subtle, but at the same time it's really kind of neat. It's, you know, just because it's different. So yeah, I kind of like that. And that's not something that necessarily happens every time you double a pattern. Doesn't always mean that something will be altered or different or whatever. Like a lot of the ones I kind of tried to make sure that it wasn't that way, but this one, just the way it flipped, just added one extra row to it. So yeah, I really kind of got myself like into a fun rhythm of this whole pattern. Like there is something about the way it just kind of came together that kind of really worked for me. It took me just over an hour, like an hour and 3 minutes or something. So it did kind of go along pretty quickly. You know, cause I know I say it's roughly an hour that it takes me, but it can be like an hour and some change, you know, so nothing crazy there, nothing, whatever. But yeah, it was kind of cool. Mind you, this one I didn't make it on a live stream. This was, had some stuff to do during the day, came home, decided I had time to make a bracelet, so I did. Quite frequently, stuff like this would be done while like streaming it to the member stream for YouTube, and then people can chat with me or that kind of stuff. Like I'll open up Discord, so if people have questions, I can answer it. But this one I got to do while sitting around and just watching some videos, really. So that was a little bit different. There wasn't, I think I may have made a couple careless mistakes that, you know, were easily corrected. But for the most part, it wasn't so bad. I'm trying to remember like all the things like like when I'm actually making it, I have like so many things to say. And like if people were there with the live stream, I could be like talking the whole time. But then I get on to recording and I'm like, I was supposed to say some words. I don't remember. I am sorry. I don't want to let you guys down because I definitely try my best to do these things. What else can I tell you? Oh, so two color pattern. This, all you needed was something with contrast. I went with kind of a medium green and a yellow green, just because I thought that would be a kind of a fun pair to do. Also, in order to do it, I needed, you know, where I had like a couple skeins of one of the colors, and it just happened to be that this one worked out pretty easy. That's what I found first. So I kind of, sometimes I let the colors dictate to me what it's gonna do, just based on if there's what I need there. Which, I mean, I have a lot of string, but I don't always have a lot of like where there's 2 or 3 skeins of something, because I needed more skeins for the lighter color than the dark one. So yeah. Speaking of having to get all that stuff, I would like to thank my Patreon supporters and my YouTube members for making that possible. I definitely go through a lot of string, and yeah, they help make that a reality. So thank you guys so much for that. And yeah, I will do my best to make you guys proud. I feel like people who put a little bit of money behind it to say, yeah, they enjoy the content, that really means a whole lot to me. You know, I can't thank these people enough. So yeah, thank you guys. So I wouldn't say this bracelet is, though I thought it was easier, I wouldn't say that this was a beginner's thing, because there's a lot of zigzags going on and trying to keep the consistency might be an issue. But that said, it's not like the hardest thing either. So if you're wanting to challenge yourself a bit, this isn't a bad pattern at all. If you make it, I wouldn't mind seeing it. I would like to, you know, you can share that with me over on Discord. We have a thing where you can put in the images for your finished works. I like checking them out. I think it's fun. Always like to see what other colors people choose, you know, because I kind of like the ones I'd pick. But then, you know, I have a lot of string. I could probably make other versions, but then I'd fall behind in my videos, and then you guys wouldn't have stuff to watch. That wouldn't be good at all. So yeah, if you guys make it, I get to see it in another set of colors and see if maybe you guys did it better than I did. I don't know. I don't think I have the edge on getting the best colors. Like, I think everybody can come up with something cool in that regard. So what else can I tell you about this? Like I said, it was just a fun pattern. It's just something kind of interesting that it's a little bit different. Because, well, 12-string patterns, it seems... Oh, there was a mistake. 12-string pattern seems like there's a limited amount of things that you can kind of do because of the constraints of like how wide it is. But that said, doubling smaller patterns and packing in more into that space, it definitely adds something overall to the whole vibe or whatever. So yeah. Oh, that's the middle, isn't it? That's the one that's a little bit longer. And yeah, that's possibly what messed me up with why I had to take out that knot or whatever. But yeah, it's definitely different. It's definitely fun. I can't think. Oh, you'll notice I am working kind of a long ways from the clip, but that's mostly so you guys can kind of see the pattern and see how it's coming up, you know, along. Ideally, I think I like it best when I'm within an inch of that clip. It just helps with the consistency of the knots is all. Because yeah, there's a whole thing, like you should probably, when the string that's staying still, try to keep that like the same distance from your board, no matter where you are and how you're knotting, and it will make your knots just a little bit better. Because if you let one side rise up than the other side, there'll be like this inconsistency in your knot, and it can like in like the example of like a candy stripe, it's what makes it do that whole kind of spiral staircase thing. So you can kind of bend that by keeping your fingers kind of close to the board, at least the one that's being held still, right? Because one's traveling and going over the top and doing its thing. The other one, just try to keep that low and towards the board, and it'll help make it look nice. Oh, and on this one, like when possible, I kept the knots coming inwards. The green ones, obviously, they come out and then come back in, but like the yellow ones, I kept those kind of always coming inwards. And yeah, I think there's a certain kind of consistency about that just makes it look a little bit better. It's nuancy, but I think it does help make the way the whole thing looks. So it's not like I didn't like add an extra string to try to straight edge or anything like that. I just try to keep the knots going in the same kind of manner as I go along. It makes the front and the back of the bracelet look nicer. So just a little thing that maybe helps you along, hopefully. Trying to remember all the stuff. There's like a million things go through my head while I'm making these things, and I forget every bit of it. As soon as I hit record, that's it, gone. Oh, if you have questions, you can leave it down in the comments, and even if you're not a member or, you know, join the Patreon or whatever, I will try to answer. Sometimes it might come in the form of a video, and because of scheduling, that could take a while, but I do try to get back to everybody, and I'm not like such a big channel as of yet that I can't respond. So if you have questions, the ideas, whatever, you can share them with me. If you want, if you have like ideas for doing the blindside creations, I'd like to get back to doing those again. So that's an easy way of getting a shout out if that's what you're into. But yeah, we have a Discord where you can share pictures if you're trying to figure out why a bracelet turned out a certain way or whatever. I'll do my best to try to answer. Mind you, somebody recently asked me the question of how my bracelets are so firm and, you know, so stiff. And I've been really trying to look for an answer. I suspect it's because my tension is not just in the knots themselves, but in, you know, from one knot to the next, there's like a really tight tension. I suspect that that's what it is, but I'm really not sure. And because I don't have a bracelet from the person asking, I can't compare mine to theirs to figure out if that's what the case is. So, you know, I may know a lot of things, but I don't necessarily know everything. Although I'm trying to look into it. I'm trying to figure out what theirs might be missing. So I don't know. I think that's it. I think that it's a case of it's really firm. You know, when I bring up the next knot coming in, and I think they have a background in the other kind of macrame. So I think only some of their knots are really, really tight, you know, and like they're using pins to hold it in place. The way that I crank on my stuff, I really need a good strong clip to hold things in place, because I'm really kind of, the tension I put on it is really tight. So that may be what it is. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm trying to figure that one out for them. So, but yeah, if you have questions, you can either leave them in the comments, or you can come join us on Discord. And Discord's handy because then if you have photos, you can share it, and I can do my best to help you there. So we are almost to the end of this. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I know that this one particularly feels a little bit more like my ADHD just had me like mind wandering all over the place. But that's okay. That can be some kind of fun as well, I guess. But yeah, I think it's coming to the end now. I think the right side is like already completed, and that's why like those strings are kind of shoved off to the sides, because I'm done with them. So there you go. Yeah, if you guys want to help support the channel, you know, it can be as simple as hitting like or leaving me a comment. I definitely appreciate that if you can. If you want to take it farther, that would be even way more amazing. But yeah, that's it, guys. This is the end. So as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.